Sorry, you're out of
Hold
breath.
on.
Just move past it. We're
Move
Gucci.
past it. Like we said, move past it. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing. Let's say there's something.
What about move future it?
Bro,
Not past.
You lost me.
Future it. I lost you,
lost me.
dude.
I
move.
can't complete that
I
concept.
dude, you lost me. I never went there nights, dude.
You lost me and never
Do you
went to
guys?
nights.
I mean, this is getting hot. Do you guys want one?
The Modelo?
Yeah, man, I'll have one.
You have one, guys. I don't care. I don't want one. I don't like beer. I don't like alcohol. We should
Nobody
be-
likes it, dude.
Oh,
There's
is that how it works?
There's no one that likes it.
Oh, I like it.
Well, John likes it, and
So
then
I just disprove.
but then again, John says he doesn't like board games, and then he'll play one.
Yeah, I'll play one every now and then, but I just fucking hate board
So
games
like
now,
he
dude.
likes beer, but then
yeah, but I
he
hate
won't.
beer, but
he won't drink
can
one.
enjoy beer every now and then.
I like beer. I like tasting new beers. I like having like different flavors and stuff.
I feel like it's too much. Like bottles just have too much of it inside of there.
No, I think this is a nice size.
That Modelo might be a nice size, I guess. But aren't they all like relatively the same?
Relatively the same,
They
give or
should
take like
be,
just a bit.
12 fluid ounces every single one.
Every single one, right? Yeah, it's a little too much for me, dude. I feel like if it was half of that, I'd be way more inclined to
Like
just
a sip
purchasing
here
the-
and there.
But
Yeah,
bro,
just
you
like
have to
half
admit,
of that.
There's
A
bitterness,
sippy.
there's a bitterness taste with beer. It
Of
course.
course there is.
Oh, it here like this. It tastes bitter, and bitterness is usually associated with poisonous substances and things that are bad. That's why like the taste buds evolved a bitterness to detect poisonous things.
Of course it's an acquired taste, dude, but when I first had beer, it tasted like shit. I didn't like it.
See, that's what
mean,
I'm
yeah,
alluding
okay.
to. See, why is it when you're kind of innocent to it, it's pretty universally bad.
But you could
You
say
know
that
what I
about a
mean?
lot of things, not only just beer, not even just food, just things in life.
I mean, just give me an example of something that's pretty universally bad, and then when you do it enough times, you start enjoying it
Pain.
like that.
Pain.
No,
yeah, that's a good example. Some people like just jive with it, dude.
Yeah,
After
you
a
take a
certain
little sip of that while you think about an answer for me.
I don't really have an answer. I'm just tossing the
Tossing
sack
out some
around.
salad here.
Tossing the
Yeah, dude.
the hacky,
Hacky
sack.
sacking it.
Oh man,
I remember that phase.
apes
Well.
are such weird-looking creatures, dude.
You mean us?
Yeah, like we're monkeys.
Yeah,
we're just hairless.
I
Monkeys.
guess, man. Especially with my beard, I gotta get that shit shaved for when I start my work Monday.
You just have to look good so other apes
To
like
shave it
you-
tonight.
Yeah.
Do you look
No,
better?
tomorrow.
Do you look better after a fresh shave that day
Yeah.
or the day after? I look always better the day after the shave.
I guess the
course.
day after.
There's no way that you have a fresh shave and you look good. When I have
Yeah.
a fresh shave, I look like an
like
idiot.
pimple. I still
Yeah.
have them now. I shaved recently. It's all like red. Red.
my
pimples
skin
and
gets
stuff.
dry and white, so like I
Yeah.
get flakes and stuff
Me
right
too.
after I shave. It's nice to like leave it a little bit for it to just sit overnight. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just shave it
at the
today.
very
Well, I'm thinking
least,
tomorrow because I'm going to work Monday, so tomorrow's Sunday.
Oh, dude, I
I'll still
thought
get
today
an.
was Sunday.
Oh, bro, if today was Sunday
And
and I had to work tomorrow, I'd fucking shoot myself.
I
dude.
had a
Tomorrow's
complete-
gonna be like a golden day for me. You know what I mean? By
What
the
is that-
way,
what does
is
that
tomorrow
mean?
going to be your pristine day?
What is
Yeah, it
what
has
is
to-
it?
I'm
What
gonna
is
have
it?
to-
So describe a pristine day. Describe like you
Walk me
woke. You
through-
wake
Oh,
up. Walk me through
okay, dude.
a golden day.
Tomorrow, like, okay, there's two ways this can go, two paths that can be taken here, and it's like I said before, there's a choice to be made, and the choice is yours. You're the capitan of your ship. So tomorrow, either I take the path of just I'm starting work Monday, so might as well start work today and be like productive throughout the whole day and just start like doing stuff that I want to do. Yeah, might as well, dude. And wake up in the morning, start
Cheers,
like
boys.
eat a healthy breakfast every morning. Cheers, guys. Every morning, like when I'm going to work, I'm probably gonna want to eat a little bit of breakfast. So like, what to eat? That's gonna be an issue that arises. So I'm probably gonna want to eat eggs. Recently, I've not really been having the healthiest of breakfast or eating breakfast at all. The healthiest breakfast I ate was this morning, actually, which was like salmon and like in lavash and just a little bit
Dude,
of
my
cheese.
mom's been making salmon like almost every day, just like little
That's
cutlets
so
and stuff.
amazing.
She's like every day now. It's just healthy stuff every day,
Yeah.
like
Bro,
veggies
just
all around the
having
house, fruits all
home-cooked
around the
food,
house.
dude, is
Not even-
such a next level experience.
Even simple
Oh.
shit, dude. Like she sautés veggies and she just brings it to my thing while I'm
that-
like working.
That app,
Easy.
that Sean was talking about, the
Yeah,
blue,
the Blue Apron.
Blue
Blue
Apron,
Apron, dude.
That
Shit.
sounded really awesome,
You
man.
should get in on that.
And he
Yeah.
said he had.
I have it on my desk. It actually came with my.
You have it on your
1080,
desk?
The little thing from Newegg. I just saw Blue Apron. I was like,
I don't know what you mean by
What do
you
you
have
mean?
it on your desk.
What?
Oh, sorry. It was a 30% off Blue
Oh,
Apron.
like a
thing,
coupon?
Like a coupon. Yeah.
Dude, if you're not gonna
Slick.
use it, maybe Arik wants to use it and
no,
try-
I really
Oh,
want.
you
No,
know,
look,
use it too. Oh.
everybody's gonna want to get in on that, dude. If
I
it's
have the
as
money,
good as
yeah.
it sounds from what Sean told me, and it sounds like it's like what.cd. You know how when you get on what.cd, you have like 5 invites, and then like Sean has 5 invites on Blue Apron, and he can just like send free food to someone and see if they enjoy it and they sign up. Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear.
That's
about
actually
Yeah.
super legit.
He can do this 5 times. He can like enter your email or something or your information, and Blue Apron will send you one of their meal plans or whatever, and you'll get it. Like you'll get the ingredients and everything. You'll test run it.
But that's
like,
such
you'll
a
try it
sick
out.
thing. Like that's such a cool thing to exist.
I think so, man.
I would love like that's very very. It's just very awesome.
It makes sense
Very
that this
wholesome
exists.
It's a very modern take on like.
Exactly.
You know,
You're gonna
we
wanna
don't
get
go
a little bit
hunting-
to the
we
mic,
don't go
my man.
hunting anymore.
No.
As
We
Homo
get shit
sapiens.
delivered.
You're gonna
But-
want to get close, a little more aligned and close.
Oh,
to the mic,
sorry,
my
yeah,
man.
I didn't
just
see-
letting,
I
just reminding
didn't
you
see
because
that.
it's easy to forget too.
Like it's a skill shot, dude. You're shooting a skill shot out
Well,
of your
it's
mouth.
just
Like, you
not,
see
I'm
how,
not-
like, Arik
I'm just
looks
not
at
used
you?
to having a
I know,
certain
dude.
object
Yeah,
near
of
my
course,
face for
but
an
of course.
yeah,
extended
exactly.
period.
But he has a good point. I'm not looking straight at you. I'm like a little slanted.
Like, do you see how I'm looking too? Like, I'm still talking at
I'm
the
trying
mic,
to
but
make
I'm-
sure my
got my
mouth
eyes,
trajectory
I move
is
my head.
aiming towards the mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, you're chilling,
It'll
dog.
make
You're
complete
chilling. I
sense.
was just reminding you that, just so you, because like what, like for instance, I remember like one of the first times my head came back after not being on the podcast for a while.
He would
just
turn his
naturally
head
like
completely.
just start talking like this, or like
Yeah.
he would just go back and start,
Yeah.
and then the mic doesn't pick that up, right?
When
so
we have guests
just
and stuff,
naturally.
we have to give them a little rundown of like how to position yourself. Obviously,
don't look so tortured, man.
So-
it's just
some-
talking into a mic,
yeah.
dog.
Some guests do
it ain't
a
gotta
lot
be more
better.
complicated.
Some guests do a lot better than other guests. Like Avo was really good.
Avo's pristine. He's
Yeah.
done this sort of thing, not maybe podcasts, but like he's in this.
Sure,
industry
he knows
and-
what to do.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
comes natural at this point, huh?
That's cool.
It's pretty cool, man.
What a
Yeah.
life, dude. Yeah, that Blue Apron stuff though, it's pretty legit, man. I mean,
I'd love to get in on that, dude.
If I had a better paycheck, without a doubt.
Yeah, he said it's $10 a meal.
That's
right?
still nasty. That's
Which-
like pretty expensive.
I mean, is that really
What?
that expensive? I
Isn't
think it's
that
okay, dude.
reasonable?
Like an entire
I
dinner
don't know.
meal for
Yeah.
$10.
No, yeah, you're right.
and
and
having
it goes twice.
so healthy and organic. Yeah, dude. If I have a steady job and a paycheck coming in, I sign up
Makes
for that
sense.
shit.
Yeah, you're
Bro,
right.
I literally tossed $10 down the trash on like coffees or
Bro, I
whatever.
buy fucking card kegs in Gwent. So
Yeah.
who am I to say
7
anything,
kegs.
bro?
7 kegs, worthless cards. You
Or a
might
nice
use them.
meal.
You might not use them. Already $10 easy.
Bro, but even the meal,
Gone.
here's the thing. It's not you're not paying $10 for the meal, dude. You're paying $10 for like learning the skills. Oh, you know what I mean? Like it's more than just that meal you're making then. Like you're getting
Sure. Though
much more
though-
value than
Though I don't know how much I want to get into that territory because Shahan was even saying he's like, there's no thought required. They print out everything. There's not
Oh,
even
the
really
instructions
cooking.
are there. Yeah.
It's not really even cooking. You're literally just throwing things
Yeah,
together.
but you're
and then
doing
making the food.
stuff.
You're doing stuff, but
using
when,
pans,
but when
washing
you're calling
dishes.
it like a skill, I don't know how far I want to get into that.
I mean, dude, it's more of a
Well, I mean,
it's more of a skill than
isn't
like
it
walking into a fast food joint.
maybe I
it's
don't
more of
wanna-
a skill than my mom making my eggs.
Exactly,
Yeah, of course.
exactly.
I'm just curious because the way I was envisioning it is they give you ingredients and you follow a recipe and
Yeah.
that to me is cooking and it's
No, but they
Sure.
tell you exactly what to do. Like,
Well-
there's paragraphs for each step that he was like scrolling down.
They
like,
show you like
showing
pictures of
exact-
what it's
yeah,
supposed
there's
to look
pictures
like
for
every-
everything.
at
I
every
mean
stage.
it
and stuff.
walks you through, but
Yeah,
I
you still
mean,
have to do it.
Yeah, but like
I have to
but
cook
this-
pasta, right? I have to put pasta and
Yeah.
wait for 5
You could
minutes.
still
Dude, I
mismanage
get
it.
you.
to
You're
cook
learning.
pasta. I'm
You're-
learning that pasta takes
for
5
sure.
minutes to cook,
For
right?
sure, you got that right.
You-
All I'm saying,
that's my
simply
argument.
simply using what Shahan said. He said it requires no thought whatsoever.
Yeah, but
So when
Shahan-
something
Shahan
requires
sometimes
no
uses
thought- Shahan
says a lot of
vernacular.
things, yeah.
Shahan
Yeah.
uses vernacular that like it's not the most accurate.
Yeah, it's a little.
it's a little.
I want to. Can Emin hear us? Is he listening? Of
course he
Bro,
is.
I looked at him and I thought he was sleeping. Like, I thought he was like. I'm
No
like,
man,
"Damn,
he just
that's
got this nice wakefulness about him, dude. That he's always in between. He's
He's
in the
playing a-
liminal space between.
He's playing a game
Bro,
right
he's
now.
in the middle between like.
He's gaming right now, dude. He's pressing a few buttons here and there. Yeah, he's trying to like he's having a little fun with this dude, trying to switch it on time and like predict who's gonna be talking next.
Oh, I didn't know he was actually switching it like purpose. Oh,
Yeah,
are
that's
you
the whole
doing that?
point. That's why he's in that
Oh.
room, yeah.
I thought it was just naturally doing that, dude.
Are you kidding me?
Bro, I don't know.
What the fuck is sensing that shit? The cameras are like
No,
sensing
I
your
thought it
mouth
was
movement?
random. I didn't.
Oh,
know,
you thought it was
I
random?
just randomly like.
Wow.
It would
because I
randomly
can't see it, dude. I don't
distribute?
see it.
That's
I don't-
really funny.
yeah.
That would be funny if it was
Oh,
random.
man, there's just
That
such
is
fun
that would,
stuff.
dude. If it was
talk
voice
about.
recognized, somehow that'd be fucking legit.
Yeah, like if it saw your mouth moving, immediately like switch the camera to you, that would be really
I
awesome.
mean, why doesn't it? You know, if it notices your mic is talking at a certain volume, it just switches the camera to the.
Or seeing the
How does
volume,
mic-
yeah, picking up like the volume.
That seems like a simple.
So if I
sort of-
just start shrieking,
yeah, then
Obviously the
clearly
camera's
that's
gonna be
where
on
we
you.
should look. There's literally.
oh shit, your hand, dude! Did you see that shit?
There literally is a reflex in your I forgot where it is in your brain, but when there's a loud noise, you look towards the loud noise. It's,
Yeah.
it's almost like a reflex in your brain. You can't actively control it. It's kind of like the knee thing. Like, you know, the
Oh,
little
when they
knee-
hit the
knee
hammer
beats,
and then
yeah.
and you go like that. That's from your spinal cord. It's not doesn't not go into your brain and deciding, right? It's like when you touch a really hot pan.
so
Pull back.
how many things do we
cool.
are like that with us? You know, like
Yeah, that's my question. Is everything a
Is
certain
everything like
reflex? I
that?
guess
Yeah.
everything's a reflex, but certain reflexes are, like I guess, complicated enough to form consciousness. So like, because everything is a reflex. Everything
sort of,
is
yeah.
a reflex. I'm reacting
On
towards
some level, it's
stimulus.
a sequence of reflexes.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
one reflex
Yeah,
will
yeah,
lead to
yeah.
another one, and at some
Yeah.
point along the line, you might catch yourself and be like, "I'm gonna stop," or "I'm gonna do this instead." But you've already committed a couple of reflexes along the line, probably before you know it, before you catch yourself.
Dude, it's just insane when you think about it. Because like you can just be in a blank room with like white walls, right? Just like nothing. There's no stimulus. There's nothing for you to stimulate.
You just
And
get
then
wrecked.
you can
and
get
then you just
wrecked.
masturbate.
Like you can just sit there as
You
a person.
stimulate your own dick.
And that means you're taking your own input and you're feeding it back into yourself. Like you're just taking your input and you're taking your output, making it your input. And you're just like you could sit there and make
That's
up
what I-
stories in your head.
that's
you
what I
know?
do in my
That's pretty
room.
nuts.
I'm in my room. It's not even blank walls, dude.
Like-
It's like colorful shit. I have the internet, the computer in
It's-
front of me, and I
it's
still just
funny.
sit there and like give my own feedback into myself.
Dude, it's funny because like like you're saying, like our rooms have a ton of shit on the walls, this place, but like at a certain point it becomes so natural that it may as well just
Yeah,
be
it
white
may as well
walls.
be a blank wall.
It really makes no difference.
Event- Eventually, over
I can't
time,
tell the
yeah.
difference
Yeah, I
between
can't really tell, like-
it doesn't stimulate me or you don't even get a signal from that.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's almost like
zero signal.
zzz.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like all
Oh.
shit just.
Yeah.
I feel like all shit just
There you
over
go.
time becomes stale for people. But yeah, Hike, go like this. Go like look. Yeah, look the camera.
Wow, that's a
that shit-
fucking nice shot, dude.
That fucking
I block your face if I do that.
You block my face?
No, I block
RX
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, RX face.
Oh,
Look at camera too.
interesting.
But I
Bam.
I can block your face too, like just going like this.
Why isn't everyone kind to each other? Naturally, wouldn't that make sense to
I-
be kind to people?
I
Isn't it
feel like-
easier to be kind than to hate?
I feel like I feel like most people are kind naturally, dude. But like, there are so many unnatural things now in the world, that they infringe upon one another and they inhibit the kindness that people try to exude. So
Damn.
Yeah, there it's out. It's out of the picture now.
damn, I wonder if wireless mics would be like a thing.
Like on this side of my head, I'll just shave this side of my head right here. I'll just shave it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll just get a tattoo right here
Of what?
of just like a
Of hair?
picture of like a face, just like right here.
Well, you should just get a picture, like a very detailed portrait of your mother.
Like it'll say "working boy," or "I'll fuck you up."
Yeah, that's a better one.
Just like right here. I'll just shave my hair, in that it will say "I'll fuck you up."
That's hard,
It is really hard.
and it'll just grow back. There's no point.
Yeah, and my hair's really wacky, so it's just gonna like blur out the text. What? What the fuck? That's both of us at the same time? Oh shit, that was funny. We were almost kissing, dude. Puta negros, amiga blancos. Puta negros, amiga blancos. That's so funny.
Good, dude.
Dude, saying something while smiling versus saying something while like not smiling at all is such a big difference. Holy fuck.
Hey, what's up, man?
Dude, I just realized I was telling John saying something while smiling versus saying something while not smiling makes such a big difference. Like on video.
Dude, that's so funny. Hike is like a tech boy.
Yeah.
On
Hike is
video.
my tech boy. Oh,
Hike is a
What
tech
up?
boy.
You could hear us, huh?
I just
Like
slammed
real
your
time.
camera.
That's some
The
funny
John
ass
cam,
shit.
dude.
Yeah, the
You
John
infringed
cam.
upon the John cam.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow.
Oh shit. Oh shit, that's me, dude.
Yeah, that is.
No way.
It's pretty cool.
Oh,
How'd that get there?
oh, very good. How'd that get there?
Damn. You
Get
look
rid
like
of that. There we
10
go.
pounds heavier. Just kidding.
Oh man.
Does the camera add weight? You know, like is it true?
I don't think so, man. It doesn't look like it at all.
No, but beer does.
These
Beer
cameras are pretty
definitely
good.
does, dude.
Beer.
Deep sex, dog.
Yeah.
Are we starting the podcast?
Yeah, so today we're having I actually do like this beer a lot.
I
man.
love Modelo.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's so caloric.
I like the
dude,
darker I've always liked darker beers and Negra Modelo.
Yeah, no, I
Shut
like
up, Areg.
Cerveza modelo.
Like we're
negra.
literally sitting, we're like Neckar, yeah, the Neckar cards, yeah, the Neckar card is a good card, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
and then Emmy's like, no bad comments. I was like, dude, we were saying it all along.
You can't know, dude.
You
we
can't
weren't
breach
saying
the
that.
white. You
can't
gotta
say
like
that.
skirt around it.
You know,
dude.
like in the news when the white people are sitting there, they're like the N word. Like, yeah, the N word is that, and I'm like, bro, we all know what you're saying.
Yeah,
Just
but you
say
can't
it.
say it. No, you can't say
Fuck.
it.
Yeah.
Why? Is there like an actual difference? I know.
I
you
mean,
can't.
of course there's a difference.
Why?
There's a difference
It's-
between the N word
And
and
the actual
N
word?
word. Yeah.
you know what?
But like,
you know
what's
what?
the difference?
Okay.
It's the sound that you hear in your ear.
So let me put it to you
right?
this way.
It's
actually.
the audio.
'Cause I don't know if you guys have seen it. You know the people against O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
You know that like it's a documentary / like drama show about O.J. Simpson trial, right?
Sure.
And in the beginning, one of the lawyers who's black, that is against O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
He basically made a plea for the N word. He used it
Right.
for the N word not to come up at all in the trial because he said it's a word that is emotionally charged and creates kind of like a dissonance in reasoning for the jury when they hear it.
Interesting.
So it is like, but just to say the N word, not the word itself, but to say the N word, doesn't evoke that sort of emotion.
Okay.
In people.
Okay.
That's one of the differences.
And
I'm not
that-
saying that's
that
the
makes
difference.
sense. That makes
Because there's so
complete
much,
sense.
like, there's history behind
No, I
that word. You
understand.
know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of it. And
I
it's
understand.
like it's very racially charged, and it's
I consider all of
you know,
that.
it is a bad word that no
I-
one should say.
For sure.
Yeah, I
could-
agree. I
That's
don't
the
like
thing.
it. I
That
don't
see
think
that second part, everything up till the last sentence you said, I totally understand that. I'm with it.
I think Hike is on board.
I don't know if he is.
But that last bit when you're saying it's a word that shouldn't be said. So like my question is that what we've come to, like through history, human history, we've arrived at a place where there's certain words that should not be said, like people just society, like these are words we don't
guess.
use, and then we're just gonna add on to the list. Like over time, like other things will happen, and then we're gonna be like, okay, now this is a word, because where do you draw the line eventually? You know?
yeah, but dude, you
like,
can't
here's
use that
one
kind
word.
of reasoning, like because that's the fallacy we were
Because-
talking about the other day, right? The slippery slope.
I mean, you
can't
know,
really.
multiple genocides have happened over time. There's multiple words that people find traumatic or
Yeah.
arise some sort of dissonance or something, right? So where do you draw the line, right? I feel like it has to do a lot with context. Like this
Yeah.
word happens to be the word we don't want to say here is because we're the ones that committed the atrocity upon these people. Like
If
we
there's a
did this.
word, if there's a word or a concept or something that triggers people, why would you want to do that? Why would you
yeah,
want
of
to
course.
trigger people?
You wouldn't want to trigger people. No, you would hope that people just
you know,
can
like, and I'm
self-manage.
hoping.
And not get
dude.
triggered in the context, because it matters on the context. If we're having like a deep political talk and then I'm throwing that word around and then I'm getting like my political opinions out in like an aggressive way, yeah, of course I'm triggering people. That's not nice. That's not pleasant.
Yeah.
But if we're having fun, we're talking around, it's used in like, hey, what up, buddy type of way. You know, it's like, you know,
yeah, but then you would do it with the A instead of the ER,
of
dude.
course, sure. But I'm
You
just
know what I
saying,
mean in
like,
that case.
oh yeah, with the A. I'm not saying you put your
Drop
foot
the
down
hard
and
R,
drop the
dude.
hard one. You know, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, no. I
But
mean,
if- if it's used in a
I am
specific
not.
context.
I'm not on board.
have
Oh,
you
I'm
just
not, I'm
because,
not
like-
trying to convince
Yeah.
you to be using it.
have
on
you
the
ever
podcast.
have
I'm
you
not
ever
trying to
said
convince
it?
you.
Have you ever said it with the A? Like, do you say that ever?
I don't
Is
say
that
that
not
word.
part of
I
your
don't.
lexicon at all, right?
No.
It makes sense, dude. For some
Yeah.
people, it just does. It's not like a.
Sure.
phrase
It's like
that
that's the
wants
thing,
to
man.
stick-
Like it's a word that brings memory of like a very dark part of this country's history, and you know,
guess.
fuck that.
It's just used so often. You know, like it's everywhere
Yeah,
all
that's
the
the
time.
thing. Like I don't think it should be. I don't think it should
Really?
be.
I think the best context for it is like the best context for it. The best context for it is like a scholarly historical kind of context
Sure.
where you're looking at it and you're looking at the word, or like if you read like Huckleberry Finn or whatever, they use that word all the time. I don't agree in censoring it, but
I don't agree in censoring.
it shouldn't be said.
I think, dude. I can't. Let me
There's- I
let
think
me
there's
put
a
it this way: saying like it shouldn't be said. Period. Nothing else. No criteria. No premises. It shouldn't be said. Period. That's one thing. I don't know if I agree with that. I think considering the context, like not saying it in an area that's gonna trigger people, like not saying it in a crowd of people that's gonna trigger them. You know, like obviously not saying it on a podcast that a lot of people listen to, because then you're gonna like
Yeah.
some viewers are just not gonna find that pleasant. So if it's in an environment that's gonna be unpleasant to be brought up, yeah, of course don't say it. That's just not nice. It's part of like manners and courtesy. But in an environment, in a context that it's not inappropriate, I feel like when it's used everywhere all the time so much, it desensitizes people. Like
does, yeah.
It adds another element to the history where it takes away from how bad the word is. It just makes the word more abstract. It gets multi-use. Like
No,
the
no,
word,
I
the
see
F,
what
the,
you mean.
like the F word.
100% yeah,
You know?
I totally understand that, but I feel like we're not there yet.
We're not there yet, but if we refrain from using it and we like narrow it down to like a word that should not be said because it carries so much this that, now we're like making it heavier than it is.
But
you
but
know
it's
what
a
I mean?
grueling process, dude. Because then who is the one to determine when it's become fine for it to be desensitized and everything? Like, where is that line? Where's the line where it's okay? We don't know.
That line happens the same way the other line happens, where nobody sits there and draws the line. It's like a
drawn.
gradient. It's just over time. Like, yeah, there's a group of people that are not going to be okay with it. The group is going to get smaller over time, and there's always going to be a certain group of people that are not okay with it.
Yeah.
Period. Like in any context. But the group will get smaller over time. The more the word is used, the more people grow up with it just not being such a heavy word, and they're just using it in normal day context. Then like a couple of people here and there might get offended, but then you communicate, dude. If you're offended by that shit, tell the guy. Maybe you're even friends with the person, and you've been friends for months, and then this is the first time he uses this word in front of you, and you're offended. You could be like, man, I'm not cool with that word. And then if he's a normal, courteous dude, he'll be like, oh shit. I just won't use it with you. That's fine. But that doesn't mean he's going to go around every day now thinking like I should just not use this word, period, at all.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know if it's that fair.
I hear
if that's
you.
fair for
but
everybody.
as far as language is like socially constructed, man, you have to consider the fact that right now the way it works is that even when you say it, if you say it in whatever context, it can be considered hate speech. And like that's not something in the social construction of what language is doing and the dynamics of this courtesy, all this kind of stuff. So using it in different contexts is fine. And there's like always going to be a situation where maybe it's okay versus it's not okay at all.
More appropriate and inappropriate.
Yeah, but at the same time, because it's hate speech, it's always going to carry a stigma.
But calling
of a
someone
negative.
that is hate speech, saying something about it is
Yeah.
hate speech. Simply saying the word out into the open and someone
Just
saying,
like in a
hey, that's
vacuum.
hate speech, that doesn't make sense, right? It's just the word. It's just a sound. I'm making a sound out of my mouth, and if I don't have the intention of offending or hurting anybody with it, I'm not like calling somebody that, right? I'm not hurting anybody actively. I don't know. It feels like a little oppressive to tell someone, hey, you can't do that. Like, you can't say that word. You can't, that sound, you can't make it out of your mouth because there's people out there that have suffered from it.
I think it just comes down to consideration and context, dude. Yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. Consideration, context.
But the thing is,
all of the framework.
You make a very good point, man. Like it does have to do with context.
Yeah.
It matters. Like, are you trying to hurt someone?
Exactly.
Like, are you like? But still, man. Like,
not in the public, obviously.
I can see what Amin is saying, too.
I still don't see like a proper. I don't see a proper case to use that word.
I agree with both of you in that it is context-based and everything, but I still, at the same time, while I don't want to be censored in my speech, nor do I seek to censor others, I still have as like a held belief that it should not be said. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I'm going to enforce that it should not be said, nor does it mean that I disagree with you, because I agree with, I think, almost all your points. It's just, I think it shouldn't be said, and it's a bad word in the lexicon. It's not good. There's nothing good about it. So even the context, like it's a priori bad. Like, yeah, it was socially constructed historically. It's been made to be inappropriate, this, that. But even before that, like if you were to look at just words in a dictionary and say which are bad words, this is just a bad word. Even in the context, it's unpleasant. And even in a good context, it's not a fucking good word.
Okay.
Yeah,
I do agree with that. Although there is something about it, it may be a personal thing that you develop like with your relationship with your own friends and stuff, but there's an emotional part to the word that when you're using it with like your friends or people that you know, and it like you're using it organically with them, that you are actually communicating something with that word.
That's the thing.
That you don't communicate
not
otherwise.
The hard R.
Yeah, the A.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Dude, the hard.
Yeah.
I'm not even referring to the hard R.
I
anymore.
was.
No, back like a little while ago. But at this point, I'm just saying like using it with your friends.
Oh, I do it all
with
the time.
With the A, of course.
Yeah.
But sometimes you are trying to communicate something extra with that.
Of course.
You know,
it's a brotherhood or like a friendship. Like
but would you say that to a African American friend that you have?
I have, dude.
So
I have in the past.
I would fucking never.
So let me put it to you like this.
Any circumstance, regardless of how close I am with the guy, not like.
I'll tell you an
that.
anecdotal story, an exact thing. We knew this fellow named Benjamin in Santa Cruz.
Yeah, that guy, dude.
Okay, he was a black guy. He was he lives in, I think, South LA or something like that.
Oh, not just Benjamin, but Benjamin was one of them.
Well, he was the one I knew the closest
in Santa Cruz. Yeah.
And Hike knows this story too. I'm gonna say the word, but I'm gonna say the A. So I'm just gonna say it because it's part of the story. So I said it naturally just because it's in my lexicon. I said like something nigga, right? And I look at him and I'm like, and I asked him straight up. He's like, dude. I said, dude, is it okay that I use the word nigga? Like, is it fine for, like, how do you think about that? You know what he told me, dude? And it was really like a very simple thing, but also very profound in a weird way. Like, the more I think about it, he's like, do I look like a nigga to you? And I said, no, you don't.
Yeah,
and
dude,
that's it. It just
there's
he
another
didn't care.
mentality they
Yeah,
have
it's
with
it's
it.
just like it's so weird, dude. It's weird. It's complex.
It's an insecurity that they would have within themselves. Like if they hear that word and they get offended by it, that means they're associating something
not just
of
them, I
their
mean
own
anyone
life
who-
with
yeah,
that,
yeah.
right? And like for example, I know the African Americans of nowadays, the ones like growing up around our age and our generation, they don't associate themselves with that kind of thing.
Sure.
Like they are not that person. They are not those people. So when you're using those words, you're not talking about them. And they don't feel like you're talking about
Some
them.
might, but I mean,
Unless you're obviously
Again, like
using
it goes down to
intentionally.
context,
Of
right?
course
it
It's
goes
like
down-
how
yeah,
you
yeah.
say it, like the
Exactly.
way you said it, John. Like it's playful, you know. Like you're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
trying to be
Exactly.
pointed, but
Exactly.
but
yeah.
it's just an interesting example. It just shows, at the very least, it shows the levels of complexity with one word, dude.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be that word. Any word has like such
A lot
layers
of
of
words.
complexity,
Yeah.
dude. It's
It's just
pretty
sounds. They
astounding, yeah.
arise thoughts and feelings and
Yeah.
emotions. Like people have emotions.
There's entire like philosophies of language that have been built up, like in like entire taxonomy, schools, different ways people like fierce debates, arguments about what words mean, how you use them, how they're constructed, what their social function is. Is there a function beyond the social? Like,
Yeah. And
it's
then
fucking
there's
intense.
the Sapir-Whorf theory, where
What is that?
The more languages you learn, if your thinking changes based on
Yeah.
like knowing more languages, and then you could that think in different ways because you know these different languages.
yeah.
I kind of see that in practice, like
Without a
in
doubt.
firsthand experience, not just like me learning my own different languages or anything, but my parents. Like my parents think in Russian or Armenian. They don't think in English.
That's so
And-
weird to me.
and when
because
they-
I think in English, like
when they communicate with me, I can see that. I can almost see what
Yeah.
they were thinking in the other language and how they tried to translate this and why there's a miscommunication.
It's funny though. But whenever I get a little mad or like a little heated, I start thinking in Armenian. Like it
That's
comes
hilarious.
Like-
Yeah, because you get serious. Now
Yeah.
it's like
out.
we're not joking around.
Like is on board.
yeah, we're not joking around. Me too. I'll start busting out like if I'm talking to you and randomly an Armenian word found its way
Yeah,
into that
and like I
sentence.
start. If I
You
like
s-
throw
your-
a few sentences in
your
Armenian
ears
here and
perk
there,
up.
like fucking watch out,
yeah,
dude.
your ears perk up. You're
No,
like,
because it's-
I should listen to what he's saying.
it's a more intimate language for us, dude. It's like
Yeah.
that's what it is basically,
Absolutely.
and it's not always a bad thing. It's not like you're being aggressive and so it's Armenian.
It's like a
just
greet.
It's like David. You know how
Like when he
whenever,
walks in.
Yeah, dude. Whenever David walks in or when he beats like a game or whatever, he like gets first place in Mario Kart
Greet.
or something. He just goes like greet.
Yeah,
Greet, and he
it's
just
like-
looks around like
yeah.
he just go greet. That's all.
It's
He
like a
doesn't even say
hello.
greetings. He just greet.
That's funny.
It's like a hello, yeah.
No, it's funny, man. I fucking love language. I want to learn more languages, but no,
It's
I
hard.
want to know more languages. I don't want to learn more languages.
Oh.
That's so
Rosetta
hard,
Stone, dude.
I guess, bro. I
Bro.
guess that's my only option.
I
at this
know.
point.
I know English. I know Armenian. I can understand Farsi. I can like
Cool.
speak a few words here and there, but
Nice.
like not fluently.
I'm
but
I'm
I
literally
like that language
you.
a lot, man.
I'm like you, but change up Farsi for Arabic.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
Right on.
I understand Arabic
Yeah.
pretty well. Like when my parents are talking, I know what they're talking about stuff. But
Both
ask
of
me
those
to say it, I
languages-
cannot.
Both of those
languages.
languages are beautiful.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah.
sound fantastic. Like Farsi is very sing-songy. It's
Yeah.
like whenever you listen to people talking, it sounds like they're
melodic?
singing. Yeah, very melodic.
Interesting.
Very like long syllables and. it's
I
nice.
would do really bad with that language.
Oh no, I love it.
I don't have a singing voice. But yeah, mine's the same except Russian. for the
Yeah,
singing.
Oh,
exactly.
right
Dude,
on.
we all have like our peripheral
Yeah.
language,
Trio,
like on the
yeah.
side. Yeah,
That's why you were so good at Dota, dude.
Yeah, dude, because I'm like a little bit of a Russian in me. I
Yeah.
guess, yeah.
That's
exactly.
funny, man.
That makes sense.
Suka billiat, dude.
Thanks, dude.
Suka
I
billiat.
appreciate it. Suka
Okay.
billet.
Let's
Yeah.
get Mr. Hike back in here.
Let's do
All
it.
right, man.
Yeah.
Look, he's cheering, dude. He's having fun over there, dude.
I
Look
bet.
at that. Yeah, he's liking this whole control thing.
Hike. Cut to the wide. Oh, it's already on the wide. Very good.
Perfect, dude. You got it all
Good
done.
shit, man. You just explained to him what to do, and he just got it, huh?
It's very simple.
Cool, man.
If you guys want to hop in there, let me know.
I mean, I'm comfortable here for now, but I will. Yeah,
Switch up?
Yeah.
yeah.
You want to get in there right now, Ryan? Or- Yeah.
Yeah, unless you want to. I don't care.
I'll show you real quick. Yeah.
I was like,
Get back in there.
I was so excited. I wanted to join your conversation. the N-word conversation was so awesome because I was thinking about that this morning actually.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
That was fucking good, dude. This is what
Dude,
happens.
I was thinking about that conversation this morning. Like I was like walking around, pacing around my house, and trying to reason with what that word is and what does it mean and when using it, not using it.
The thing is, dude, like both points being presented are as valid as the other,
Exactly.
and like the Benjamin story, it's just like complex, dude.
It is complex. That's why I understand.
I don't know if I could come to a
understand-
conclusion.
I
about it.
understand. See, I can understand why one conclusion is more obvious than the other, as in like using it, not using it. I feel like just saying bare bones, don't use it, period, is just the safest option, because like it just clears the pathway. I don't know if it's the most like intellectually honest option and so on. I don't think so.
But dude, like like this is what I was alluding to at the end. It's like even in contexts
You don't
that it
say
works.
Yeah.
It's just a dumb word. It's unpleasant. It's meaningless. It has.
Dude, then they shouldn't say it. You shouldn't. Isaiah Rashad shouldn't say it in the song. He shouldn't say it. If it's dumb and in context, we have to choose as a society, as a species. If we're gonna say it,
I
it's
guess, dude. I
okay.
can't really make that judgment. I'm white. Like I don't know what.
You're a human being, dude. You're a human.
Doesn't
being.
matter,
That
though.
whiteness is a learned behavior. You're an ape,
All right.
dog.
I
You're
mean,
an ape. Did you have slaves? Are you a slave owner? Are you a racist?
I'm
I think
sure.
you have just as much moral consciousness as that person does.
I'm sure that like
Dude,
to
it's
some
an
degree, my
aggressive
life.
action. Coming up to you and say you're white skin, you can't say that word, bro. You were born onto this earth. You had no control over what your parents did or didn't do.
Okay.
What we need to do is address this, holding hands and walk together. There were black freedmen that owned slaves. This isn't just about black and white. This is
All right,
about
Michael Jackson.
that racist, that darkness, and we need to approach it as humanity. It's complex.
It's complex.
It's very hard.
Talk into the microphone. Heck.
Sorry. It's very hard, and it was such a cool conversation. I was listening to you guys. It's like mystified, dude. Like as to like, wow, this is just deep. It's just
Deep.
You guys know, like.
Do I know Deep Rock Chakra?
Whales are such cool animals. Like they're mammals, right? They're air breathing, so they come up to the ocean or the surface and they breathe, and then boom, they dive down like humpback whales. They dive really deep, man, and then they fight like a giant squid,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
like in the dark.
Dude,
what are they
Dude,
doing,
giant
dude?
squids, huh?
Like what kind of life is that? That's your life.
Define giant squid. How giant are these squids?
I mean,
Compared to like a house.
oh God, I mean from the
No, not
video,
that
from the size, that I've seen. I mean, they're like.
Dude, underwater fucking wildlife is the scariest thing in the world.
Oh, underwater, especially deep
Yeah.
wildlife.
I think
Deep
that's
water-
probably the
freakish.
most literal thing that's ever been
Freakish.
uttered. Is that underwater wildlife is the scariest thing in the world. That's not a metaphor. That's not like an
No,
abstract
it's just
statement.
fact.
It's
It's
literally
just a
the
very
scariest
direct,
thing in the
empirical-
world. Yeah.
It's like a very sort of direct fact.
Yeah,
dude.
especially when you get to a point that like light doesn't reach there.
Yeah,
You
dude.
get these fucking crazy sonar fish that don't have eyes that are like sort of see through.
I mean, I'm telling you, alien world
Yeah.
is straight up
Dude, you
alien
know-
world. If you see some
It's
of
like
these
that's the thing,
creatures,
dude. Like if there's like sentient life living underwater, we still don't know.
We don't know. Yeah. There's no way we know. But I mean, I think we have a good idea,
No,
dude.
dude.
Like whenever I think of wildlife underwater, though, I think of Slardar, dude. And
Oh,
the
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
thing that,
Slard-
yeah, dude, he's a scary motherfucker, dude.
dude,
Yeah.
dude, Slardar is pretty scary.
Yeah.
he's legit scary.
All right, so what's the scariest character in Dota? Like, who would you not want to bump into?
Who's the scariest character in Dota, or who am I most scared of in Dota?
Sure.
Because I think there's one answer that like there's a traditional, probably the scary, like a truly scary character would probably be like, I don't know, man, like Doom is scary, or like, dude, Shadow Demon is freaky. I think
Shadow
Shadow
Demon-
Demon would wreck me.
Dude, Shadow Demon
Bane,
is
dude. Fucking Bane.
No,
Yeah,
but
Bane
see,
is
Bane-
crazy, bro. He
Eats your
puts you in,
nightmares, dude. Like he
puts you in a nightmare.
Yeah.
And like,
He is pretty fucking nasty, but like his voice is just like blink dagger. Ah! like,
Yeah,
like
dude.
come on, dude. Like,
he's having fun.
he's
I
having
feel like
fun,
I
yeah.
feel like Doom is taking his job real serious.
dude, there's some fucking like I would be scared of Slardar for sure. Like Slardar would just
Yeah.
freak the shit out of me.
He doesn't seem like he has a sense of humor at all.
No, he doesn't.
Like he's Slytherin crushes you.
Shit,
and
you
just-
know who else? Like low key, Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
Shadow Fiend
Dude,
is a
yeah,
scary
Shadow Fiend is
motherfucker,
pretty
dude.
Shadow Fiend can
Yo,
straight up
so-
make copies of you.
scary, dude.
Like that's my biggest fear, dude. Myself. If I have to go against myself.
Wait, isn't that Shadow Demon?
Shadow Demon.
That was
Thing.
the one with the scary
He makes the
teeth,
clones. Yeah, yeah.
and he makes the clones out of you, and he
Yeah.
can slow you. That's the one that
Shadow
straight
Fiend
up
is the one
freaks
that
me out.
raises.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
the one
no,
that
you're
shoots
right.
the.
Yeah.
Dude, he's
Yeah,
scary.
Shadow Fiend is scary too. for
Shadow
sure.
Fiend is very scary, bro. You go up against him mid, I'm scared.
Yeah, bro. And
I'd
but
be
he
scared
does
of
that-
fucking.
He does that purge on you, the demonic purge or whatever it is. Like you're incredibly slowed.
Let me
and
tell you
like,
who's
what?
also like low key unnerving. Not scary, but unnerving is Rubik, dude. Rubik is fucking unnerving because he's like an ant or whatever, a bug, and he's
Oh,
always like
sure.
looking around like this.
Yeah,
like, and he
he's-
doesn't have a real face.
Dude,
it's just like a
he
stock.
kind of freaks me out, like that character from Hellboy, like the main antagonist in the first Hellboy, like
I'm trying to recall.
the
It's been a
Nazi,
while.
that Nazi general, the one with all the parts.
Like, talk into it.
Oh, do you
Yeah.
get you remember?
Yeah,
you
you
guys
do
remember
before.
that the assassin, the Nazi assassin,
Dude,
like,
I
he had all
barely
the moving
remember.
parts, and he was like,
Oh, I barely remember that movie.
Yeah,
I just
I barely
remember really
remember.
liking that movie.
I loved Hellboy, but I don't remember
Yeah.
that villain.
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
I
what?
remember the
Do you
main.
remember? You remember that guy? Yeah, man. He was like he was freaking scary. Like when I saw him, I was legit afraid of that entity.
That's
like,
interesting.
Like
man.
I would be scared.
I was
in
afraid of
presence
the
that entity.
Pan's Labyrinth, that enemy in Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh,
Have you
God,
seen
man,
that movie?
with the fucking hands?
With like where it's just
Oh,
like
the
a
hands
faceless
is
thing,
eyeballs,
the
and it's
hands
like at a
all-
feast,
yeah,
and then you
dude.
just like.
That's a bit
I mean,
strange, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that is fucking. If that shit
is
was
some
running
fucking
at
That's
me,
nightmare shit.
unsettling. That's unsettling.
That
like,
is a
you
Dota
know.
character for sure.
that has to be right.
Yeah.
God, bro. What his
Bro.
skills be? I mean, that's
Bro,
so
you know who's
nasty.
scary, bro? Phantom Lancer.
Yeah,
He
bro.
drains my
PL
mana.
McConnell is the scariest shit ever.
Cotto PL did it the scariest
Oh
combo.
god, dude. I don't know. That's why I have an
Enigma
affinity.
would be
Enigma.
scary,
I was just gonna
dude.
say
I mean,
Enigma.
come on,
You know why
please.
you thought that and I thought that? Because they're both fundamentals.
Yep.
Cotto and Enigma
Yeah, I was
are
thinking like
fundamentals.
Wisp.
Yeah.
Wisp seems okay.
Yeah. That's funny train of thought, dude. We just immediately...
Bro, just straight like I mean, it's an
It's Dodo
interesting
knowledge.
game. Dodo's an interesting game, like in terms
It's an
of
interesting social
it's
experiment.
narrative.
out of-
but
I
the
think-
way it plays out is totally kind of.
They added a single player
Unfortunate.
campaign.
They added a co-op too. That's
Well, I
what I
don't know what
really
that
want to
is.
try out. Yeah.
What is...
Well, it's
like,
a co-op campaign.
oh, but like, yeah.
Yeah,
So they
it's a
added like
co-op,
single
yeah.
player / co-op like
Yep.
content for the battle
I-
pass.
I'm
really
really
want to
curious.
check it out. But
Yeah.
I don't want to buy a battle pass.
I don't either.
It's the ba- it's
Sean
only
has
battle
his battle
pass,
pass,
isn't
he
it?
said.
Oh, has he
And
tried it?
He said not yet, but he wants to. He said he has like early access to it or some shit.
How
I'm
much is
like,
the battle pass? Like $10?
I guess it's the same as always, dude.
I'll pay
He
$10
made,
for
dude,
it.
he made such a good point actually. Sean made a great point about it because I said, dude, like fuck, man, you just gotta pay like to play this content or whatever. He's like, no, think about it like this. Every year they have to outdo the battle pass from last year because if they don't have higher prize pools at every year's TI, it's going to be perceived as stagnant. So they have to encourage people with this cool content to buy the battle pass.
That's right.
Made a lot of sense, dude, because I thought about it in terms of like pay to play, but it's not really. It's because it is optional. You don't need to play it, and it's for the longevity of the game, for it to be like what it can be, you know.
Yeah.
So it was interesting.
Yeah, no,
dude.
I agree. I agree with you. It's,
Ike, do you know that you can bet your MMR? Did you know that?
We tripped the fuck out. I remember when we
what?
learned
Is
this.
that
Yeah, you can
possible?
straight up bet your MMR.
Oh,
If you lose, then you lose bonus MMR. If you win, you gain bonus MMR.
dude, that's pretty interesting.
It's like
that's
a slot machine.
That's
dude.
actually like imagine a
You
game
double
where
down.
you're
You say, "This game,
you're
I'm for
betting,
sure."
I'm trying really hard this game. Like this game, I'm serious. Man, when's the last time I was like really serious? Like I'm gonna win this game. I don't remember.
Oh,
'Cause
no,
I usually just queue and
Dude,
I'm
when I go into Dota, I always go with that mentality. Like,
I
I'm
always-
gonna fucking
That's
win.
cool.
I
man.
always
like, this
play
is
to
like
win.
a 45-minute to 1 hour fucking
Yeah.
investment.
Yeah,
like,
like,
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
play
here-
my best, dude. I want to fucking win.
not gonna slosh around.
The
like,
thing
No.
is, I always enter the game like with I never in my life have I gone into a game that I didn't want to win.
okay.
But throughout the game, that entire philosophy might ebb away, and I just say, "Fuck it, dude. I don't give a fuck," and I just like start farming creeps, or I just like be
Yeah.
passive, or like Audie will piss me off. He'll go do something, whatever, dude. Like,
Like the game has a way of just
No,
sucking
dude,
that soul out
That
of
is
you.
the wrong mentality. When you're in Dota, you have to fucking commit to that shit.
That's
you
the
can't
thing.
like you lose one team fight, you're like, oh, okay, I'm done with this game. Like,
Let me
no,
tell
dude,
you-
because the other 4 are not, man. Everyone's fucking busting their asses trying to win.
let me tell you, it is the wrong mentality. That's why I don't play. Because I don't have a good mentality with Dota anymore.
Yeah, I
and I
mean-
realize that. It's like when you're an addict of something, dude. Like I remember in Sopranos, they say like, it was very interesting because have you seen The Sopranos? I mean, like, have you watched
I've
it?
seen episodes.
So Chris, one of the characters, like he's like a drug addict, alcoholic, this, that. And like it came up like, why wouldn't you just drink a bit of alcohol? Like why not just have
Yeah,
a bit
why
or
not?
whatever? And his sponsor, like one of his like AA buddies or whatever, was like, it's because you're unpleasant with alcohol.
Huh.
It's because your mentality in life does not align well with alcohol for other people. So just don't do it. So it's like Dota, dude. Like I put 4K hours of my life into that, and that's when I realized
Damn.
my mentality does not align well with that game. I love that game, but it just doesn't align well, and I become unpleasant because of it.
That's fair.
So I just can't
Yeah,
do it.
That's
yeah.
fair.
Okay, that's a very clean analysis.
That's why I play HOTS.
I like HOTS, dude, because I don't need to think. I just listen to what RX says, to what you say. Hey, guys, we need to go here. There's like a flashing light on the map, and I'm just like a monkey, so I'll do it. It doesn't matter to me. Fuck it, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just running around
I
as a
don't how
dwarf.
how much of that is just like your construction, as in I could also tell you what to do in Dota.
Because,
How much
because
of it-
HOTS is like 30 minutes, and I don't take it seriously at all.
Okay, there
because
you go.
It's
So there's
literally a
there's
meaningless
actual
game.
inherent mechanics. There's mechanics in the game that make one over the other. It's not that.
I think so.
Oh,
I'm gonna
in
get
this
Ari
game,
back
you
in here.
guys
Sure.
tell me what to do and blah blah blah.
Did you hear that?
I don't know.
oh,
Yeah, he
okay.
did. That's funny shit, dude. You know what's interesting, man? To see yourself filmed for like a long period of time, and you catch all the little things you do. Because when I was like looking earlier, I just realized like I do
Dude,
this all the
isn't
time.
it crazy how unconscious your behaviors are?
Yeah.
Dude, when I'm watching myself like talk, I go like, "There's no way I don't remember doing that even remotely closely." You go out of your mind. Like this is crazy.
Out of my mind.
Then
out
I
of
think
my
how much of
sight.
my life is like that? How much of my life do I just live unconsciously?
A lot. You know what, dude? That would be a good title for a book, The Unconscious Life. That'd be
Damn.
some funny shit. I'm sure there is a book written with that exact title. But yeah,
What do
man.
you do, man? What do you do when like there's so many people on the planet that they've already done everything, and then you're just born?
You
into
just
a
have to
world?
experience. You just
You
have
know
to
what it
experience.
is? Yeah,
That's it.
you're
You have
born
to
into the
feel
world.
stuff. That's what it is.
No, not really, man.
Stimulate.
Like that's the whole tech industry, right? It's like they identify there's a lot of shit going on. Everybody's done everything. There's like too many layers of this or that. But then they identify problems, and so they create new solutions, like the fucking Blue Apron. There's a problem with the way people are living their lives
Yeah.
in this high-paced thing. They need to eat. They don't want to
Dude,
spend too much money.
I've-
So we come up with Blue Apron. No one's
Okay.
done such a thing.
That's a good idea.
Well,
It's literally you identify a problem. That's what the tech industry is. You identify a problem. You make an app
So-
or a program or
Dude.
whatever. Uber, dude. Uber, so like a car service
Yeah.
of that kind. It's not new.
It's pretty
But
nice.
it's like a solution
Okay.
to a fucking problem which is what you're saying.
Dude, but I actually disagree. I think the majority is not led. I would wish, in the ideal sense, that technology was led by solving problems and engineering our solutions to problems. I feel like a lot of, especially capitalistic approaches, they kind of promote a different evolution of technology where demand is engineered. So there's no need for this smartphone at all. This capacity is insane for this smartphone technology. A demand for this is created. Like I feel like people start engineering behaviors. People think they want this where they don't
That's a good
need
point.
it. Like you're engineering the demand, and all of a sudden, smartphones all day, bro. I could just do fine with calls.
we
I
can-
don't need an internet
So we
everywhere
can say
I go.
we can
dude.
say that while at the same time many technologies are driven by the need to solve problems, it's because of the problems introduced and engineered by more technology.
Okay, yeah,
So
absolutely.
we could
Okay,
say
yeah,
that.
yeah,
so
that's
it's a
what
fusion of the two things. But at the same time, that's at
like
the end of the day,
you
these are
open a
just more
problem
layers of
and then
complexity.
you solve a problem. You open
Yeah.
a problem and you solve a problem. It's essentially, dude. I mean, it's another
Open
way
the door,
of,
close the door. Open the door, close
it's
the door.
another way of trying to distinguish between the difference of like 0 versus 1 minus 1. 0 is the same thing as 1 minus 1, but 1 minus 1 has like a dynamic, right?
Yeah,
Like,
one was introduced and then you
and
minus
then
it.
and then you minus it. So
Yeah,
it's like
you remove it.
then you remove it. I mean, other than nothing.
Yeah,
Right.
but it takes more time. Like if you input that into a program, right? It would take more time. For
It
the
would take
program
more
to
memory.
read
Yeah,
my one
it
minus
takes
one
more
than-
memory.
than
Takes
simply
more
zero.
time. That's the difference
Exactly.
between nothing and this whole universe, right?
Exactly.
Because this whole universe
Yeah.
is a balance between bad and good. Like if you add everything, you'll get nothing. But the reason it takes time and it's not instantaneous is because exactly what you said.
Right.
It takes time to process this whole everything.
Yeah,
and
so
dude,
you
is
actually-
life just a computer program.
You actually want 0, then you don't want 1 minus 1.
I know, man. I'm asking you facetiously
In a way.
and,
Yeah, with
and
the voice.
seriously.
It's just I feel like life is one prolonged escape from boredom. Like you know, Adam and Eve were bored.
That
and
explains
had a
Dota
kid.
too, dude.
Yeah, bro. I'm too serious. I mean, this is I agree with Kierkegaard on this point.
They were
He said-
so bored that
Yeah,
Eve ate an apple. She
He
wasn't
says,
supposed
he
to
says,
eat.
bro, there was Adam and Eve and it's paradise, and you're bored. So what you do, you have a kid, and then they were bored in mass, and then they were, like everyone's bored, so you do the next thing. Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Everything's set. Your survival is set. You have a home. You have food. You have all your survival in terms of a biological creature is set. What do? You escape boredom. That's it. That is your primary directive now.
Yeah, you enjoy
you-
stuff.
That's it. I mean, that really is, in a very succinct way, sort of individual-oriented behavior.
Sure.
What is some way I can describe what you're doing? You avoid boredom. I mean,
So then is that what differentiates us from animals? Because they don't really necessarily have that same concept of boredom. They don't have that same concept of
I don't
needing
know.
to kill
Do they,
time or
dude?
stuff.
Like my dog, when I observe my dog throughout the day, it looks like she gets
Dude,
bored. It
certain
looks like she's
animals are
trying to
very
avoid
interesting.
boredom
Like-
throughout the
But
day.
they don't have the concept
dolphins
of
play.
boredom. They're just this is their life.
Dude,
Like,
dolphins
they don't
play.
What do you
have
mean?
that
And then this
rationality.
is our life. Why?
But we're able to reason through it, critique it, look at it from different angles,
Yeah,
look
but
at it from a
see,
meta
dude-
perspective. They don't.
dude,
Yeah,
why
but
are
animals
we
do not have
so
that.
different?
All
Why are
of that
we
is meaningless.
so
It's
different?
not meaningless. It's what creates the pursuit that he's talking about. They don't have that pursuit. They just live in this constant chasing the dog.
But in the
chasing car.
midst of living, they're still trying to avoid boredom.
I
Not-
don't know, dude.
they're not- I don't think so.
I
Charlie
see Charlie,
and
I see
meaning they
Charlie
just sleep all
literally
day.
for 8 hours. He's like this. He's like this on the thing, like this for
No.
hours.
They don't
It's
try
not
to
8
escape
hours.
boredom. Maybe they
Okay,
get
not 8
bored,
hours,
but they don't have a
he's
concept
doing
of
it way longer than I could possibly ever do that.
Yeah, that's fine because you're different organisms, but he's doing it up to the point of his relative boredom. Once the second he gets bored in that position, he's gonna
All
get
right,
up and
I
do
mean,
something
if,
else.
If we're gonna, if we
I don't know,
define
They don't
boredom as doggy
actively-
boredom,
Yeah.
then yeah, I mean the concept
Well,
still holds.
That's what
But
I'm saying.
I'm saying like, I'm just sort of mystified as to how different we are from the rest of the animal kingdom.
little bit.
Like, when you look at a flower, right? There's different types of flower. There's this flower, there's that flower, there's similarities. When you look at apes, I mean, we're so different than the next closest thing to us that I'm just like, damn, I wish there was more species we could like
Compare.
Interact with and-
compare a
yeah.
little bit because it's
Compare,
just
we're
contrast,
aliens.
it's just
and stuff.
it's humans, and I guess the most we got is like culture differentiation, but a lot of times we get very tribal with it and we get very xenophobic with all that. So
Yeah, we
it
do.
would be nice to compare to a closely related species like an alien race, but
It would be, man. It would very much
because
be.
we get so obsessed with ourselves, dude. I don't know, like. We
Just
forget, we
compare-
forget the rest of the planet. We forget everything that exists, and we're like, everything's about. You go to BBC.com and it's, human beings. It's Trump did this, or this is the sign, greeting. that
Yeah,
was
dude,
signed.
I go to
What about all the
BBC.com.
animals, dude? That
Yeah,
squirrel
but
on
that's
that
why
tree
I don't go to
died.
BBC.com for the animals. I go to naturalwildlifeplanet.com for the animals. There's different. Yeah, if I'm getting everything from BBC, dude, of course, the British Broadcasting.
The British Broadcasting Corp,
Yeah.
brought to you by the.
Right. Let's have some tea and crumpets, why don't we, while we discuss the worldly matters.
Oh man, this life
you.
is crazy, dude. Like I exist.
so crazy,
It's
yeah.
insane that I
Anything.
exist. Like I'm here.
That you're
all-
1 minus 1 instead of 0.
Like why? Why wasn't I a tree or something? I don't like what. Why didn't the atoms happen here?
We talked about this a little bit before, dude. And I was saying how everything just becomes stale in your life, dude. Where you're saying the white walls, and I'm saying you don't need the white walls. Just being in your room long enough over a certain period of time, everything's just going to become stale. You're going to be bored with no matter what you have. Like all the drugs in the world, all the games in the world, all the entertainment you can
Of course, it
imagine,
will
and you're
become-
still going to
it'll be
eventually.
empty.
You just need enough time with it. Once you've done it enough times, once you've played Heroes enough times, once you've played Dota enough times, over time.
I mean,
Dude,
disagrees. He knows
dude,
there's no amount of heroes that'll
that's an
bore
interesting
him.
point. So
You're gonna get bored.
me and John had an interesting conversation after that philosophy of film class. We were watching Groundhog Day, I think, in class.
Sure.
And then I remember after we watched that movie, I was
Oh,
saying,
that was-
so you guys
yeah,
know
dude.
Groundhog Day, right? He relives the same day over and over, but he has memory of the last day. Nobody else does,
Yeah.
right? And so I was arguing with John. I was saying, like, bro, eventually you will go nuts. Like,
Yeah.
you will
What did I
lose your
say?
shit.
I
And then you
forgot,
said
man.
no.
Yeah. I
It's
don't
not
think you would-
necessary. You were saying that no, it's not necessary that you will go crazy.
Yeah, I
and
don't
I was
think you
saying, no, it's necessary eventually. If it's not 10 years, if it's not 20 years, you will go.
Yeah, I mean, I can't
lose it.
predict after a certain point. Like, it's hard to predict because infinity's difficult. But
No, I was saying in the presence of infinity, you have
You
to
have
admit
to
there
necessary.
must be.
I admit that. But it's.
It was interesting. I don't
man.
even know if I agree with myself.
I don't think it's necessary, man. I don't think
I
there's
don't
a
think it is
necessary
either.
part. I don't think.
think it is.
I don't think in the span of infinity, under purview of infinity, will you necessarily do every single thing.
I know. I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't
agree
think
with
so.
you.
I don't
Because
think
there's
that's a necessary
infinite.
part.
There's infinite even numbers, but they don't touch a single odd number. You know what I mean? There's an infinite.
Bro,
even
there's
number, like
if
2,
there's
4,
an
6.
if there's an infinity, then
know?
there is a timeline in which I don't go crazy. That's just
Dude, if you're
know.
gonna repeat the same day every day, you're gonna feel trapped. It's gonna be too
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna become short.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but bro,
but we
he
have- we
masters
like
it.
ma-
You
yeah,
don't
yeah, he
understand?
masters
Like
it,
he
yeah.
masters that day. Like
Yeah.
you've seen Groundhog Day, Trey. You see
Yeah,
what
I've
he
seen
does.
it.
Like he masters that day. He knows that the kid's gonna fall from the tree. He like times him every day. He's
Yeah.
gonna save the kid. And then
I think that's unrealistic.
he learns like how to play the piano like beautifully.
bro,
like
but he spent years in that
Yeah, I
same.
still
there are
think it's
times when he
unrealistic.
tries to kill himself, like tons of different ways. Like he tries to drive off a cliff. This that.
Oh, yeah.
It never matters.
I mean,
it never
there's
works.
a whole like not it's not fan fiction, but people were guessing like how long he spent in that time, and people
Had
were
to
saying
be
like,
years
oh,
and
bro,
years.
like hundreds of years or
They
what?
they
like,
do the math like he learned to play the piano and given this many hours of practice each of the Groundhog Days, then it
Oh,
would
I
come
see.
out to
Someone
like
literally
this many
sat.
years.
That's the beauty of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
internet, bro. Someone will sit there and do that.
Dude,
and you'll read about it.
if you're talking about like him never dying and it's just going to go on indefinitely
Yes,
forever,
yes.
infinitely, then he'll go insane, and then he'll go back to not insane, and then he'll go to insane, and then he'll go back to not insane.
Maybe,
and he'll
yeah.
do everything and back and forth, fluxing between the two. It's not going to be like definite. Either he's going to go
Yeah,
insane
that's
or
a good
not.
point.
And then
It's
once you
not a
go
binary.
insane, you don't stay insane the whole time. Like you
Oh,
might
but
eventually over
well,
time
that's
somehow
my-
come back.
That's
somehow,
my understanding
yeah.
of insanity is that once you pass that threshold, you're straight up off the wall.
Well, no, but then
But
you're
then,
off the
I don't know.
walls, and then that evolves to something too, and then that evolves to something too. Once you give
You know
anything
what,
enough
dude?
time, it's all gonna keep shifting and evolving
even-
and growing. And
maybe
That makes a lot of sense. And I even want to say to that in the purview, under the purview of infinity, if you're going through this whole process exactly how you're saying, you're just doing it. I think that word insane, or even any words, just start to lose their
if they
meaning.
start
Yeah,
being-
that's
they're
what I'm
very
saying.
You're not
extremely-
insane. There's
extremely
nothing.
fluid.
it doesn't matter.
I can't even comprehend having to live like that. And what is that
Yeah, what is
state? Is it
insanity?
insane?
What is
No, it's not.
insanity
I guess
even?
not.
It's appropriate
Yeah,
in that
absolutely.
in that
If
context.
there is
already.
no insanity
Yeah.
and there is no sanity, it's literally
already
another
absurd.
state. However long it is, even the temporal aspect of it
Yeah.
is
Absolutely,
meaningless.
yeah.
That's a
Language-
fucking good
That's
dude.
a really interesting.
This is like
probe.
this is an issue that we had like so many years ago, and it feels like now it's come back and it's,
It's
like
full circle.
It's resolving in a way though. It's
resolving
like
in
Oh,
a way.
it's
Yeah, of
resolving.
course.
it's resolving for now.
Yeah,
like,
I
for
mean,
this,
there's a
like,
lingering. There was
Interesting.
always like a lingering
sensation
of it.
Yeah,
like, 'cause it
that was a
wasn't
good
fully
class,
resolved.
dude.
This
it was fun.
This reminds me of that one time we were talking to Ed in San Diego. I think it was you who brought up this idea where
Dude,
you're like,
that's so funny. It's
imagine
such
you're
a fun
trapped in a
character.
box and like you change your form in the box to like every form or something. Remember? And then like you become everything and then like this and that in the box. Remember that conversation we were having?
No,
And then
oh
we
my
were
God,
like
it sounds-
asking
I
questions
missed out.
about it, and we're having similar conclusions. How we're like, if you're gonna be in the box forever and you're gonna turn into everything, and over time, because you said
when was this? like-
this was like a couple of months ago, probably.
It was just you, me, and Ed.
Don't remember. I vaguely remember. You were saying like how if you're in a box, so then like you change your form in the box to every form.
Were
that
we in
you
the
are.
house? We were out
We
eating
were
somewhere.
inside the house. Yeah,
Wow, I mean that sounds like a terrible conversation to forget. Why would I forget that?
because you said over.
Bro, because it's
you
all
said-
white walls eventually.
Well, because
dude.
you said if you're
Really?
trapped in a box, because you said if you're trapped in the box over a long period of time, stuff's gonna happen inside the box to you, right?
Mhm.
Like you're gonna deteriorate, and then like that's gonna turn.
Oh
into
yes,
something.
okay.
Remember that?
now
Yeah,
I
you remember.
Yeah, now I
And then
remember,
over
sure.
time, that's gonna happen, and then given enough time, there's
Yeah.
a chance that something will form, and then this will
Yeah,
happen.
yeah,
and
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. There you go.
It's
the
a similar
recurrence,
combo,
of
yeah.
Yeah,
course.
and then we're talking like we're asking all these questions, and we had
recurrence.
similar conclusions. We were saying like if it's just gonna be all time, then doesn't matter. Or
I mean, bro,
like is it torture?
If you just enclose this box right here, you just lock
Yeah.
that door, and we're sealed from the rest of the universe.
Eternal
And you
podcast.
just- and it's the
That-
eternal
that is
podcast.
I mean end goal for the
We're
next
done.
level.
This
dude.
is it. We're trapped. Yeah.
We're trapped in this room. I'm telling you. I mean, it's actually.
Sign your names on the door.
actually
Did I
what
sign
will
my
happen
soul, dude?
is that-
Is
We
that
s-
actually was
We
that a
signed
deal
our
with the
souls-
devil?
Yeah, we signed our souls.
That's
at
so
the door.
funny, dude. Oh, I mean, knows it, man. He's
That door is a
celebrating.
magical door, dude.
all things. Eventually, if you let
All,
time
all
go,
paths lead into one, man.
if you let time go to
all
infinity,
all
it is
roads
all
lead
things.
to Nilfgaard.
all roads lead to Nilfgaard.
What's no?
The north will tuck tail and run.
Gwent and
Beg
Witcher
for
3.
mercy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The
okay,
north will tuck tail and beg for
from
mercy.
yeah. Bro, monster decks.
Monster decks, dog.
Monster
That's
dicks.
monster
I
dicks.
just remember
monster
from the
dongs,
few,
dude.
From the few Gwent that I
Monster dongs,
did
dude.
play
in
the
Witcher
3, monster decks were annoying.
They were, but in The Witcher 3 was fucking broken because the second you got spies, like Thaler,
they
you
were
got
too
Digixstra
strong.
and stuff in the main game,
Yeah,
you just
'cause
spy
kept
up
getting
because that game didn't have
cards.
abilities or shit.
They
It just
didn't
had
have
the
draw.
spies.
That was the
so
only
you
draw.
just do card management.
Yeah,
or
you just
hand
get more
management.
draw
Yeah,
than
yeah.
the other person. But in the real Gwent, now it's really fun. You should play. I have a dude.
We're all playing hike. Like I got
Consume deck?
everybody.
Yeah, we're
David
all playing.
Safarian even. Like he
We're all
just got
playing.
it. He buckled down. He started playing. He bought like 40 packs.
We've all like bought
Wow.
some packs for sure. But yeah, it's a really fun game, dude. I run a consume monster deck. Like it's a monster deck that the mechanic is a consume mechanic. So my monsters eat the other monsters I have in play and become stronger because of it.
Or eat shit in your graveyard. Or eat shit in your
Yeah,
hand.
like for example, like cards you use up at the end of the round, they all transfer to your graveyard. Like they become out of play, they die in the graveyard. So like I keep accumulating cards into my graveyard, and I have cards that spawn even more things on the battlefield. So my graveyard gets really bulky. Then I have this one card at the end called the Grave Hag. She eats.
Dude,
the Grave
I
Hags from
remember
Witcher.
Grave Hags.
She
They
eats.
were really scary. and
Yeah.
She
annoying.
consumes all my units in my graveyard at the end. Okay, and she gets boosted like by 1 score per unit
gets
she
straight
consumes.
boosted?
So she gets huge at the end.
Let me
She
tell
starts
you-
off at like a 2 or something and becomes a 22.
Let me tell you why you would love Gwent, dude. Because it's all about boosting.
Oh, bro,
It
all
is.
about boosting.
It's all about boosting.
It's all about boosting.
Boost this
it's all
unit
about
here,
boosting
move this
and
unit there,
mathematics.
boost
That's
it.
why you'd love it.
Yeah.
then I mean that seems
It's
like
a numbers
very
game.
natural setting.
There's
It's a
no
numbers
like, there's
game.
very little RNG. It's not like Hearthstone where like random shit
Oh, yeah.
happens and you don't know. It's
Yeah.
very like we've compared it before, and it's a good comparison. I think it's a lot like chess. Huh? Well, not really, dude.
It's a lot less abstract.
Yeah, it's
Hearthstone
not-
is
yeah.
like abstract. It's like Wonderhosen. Wonder
Oh,
Shosen.
Wonder Shosen.
Shosen. Yeah,
Dude, remember-
Hearthstone is like Wonder Shosen, and then like Gwent is like
Bro,
watching Inception.
One thing that was interesting, I didn't
Okay,
have
man,
a chance
please.
to talk to you about.
No,
I
you're
didn't have a chance
crazy.
to talk to you about it
To me,
yesterday.
huh?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So yesterday, remember when we
What
were
up?
watching? Sean was playing that weird animation where the guys' faces would change like every second. And all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, with the
So in
mouths, and I
beginning-
love that
yeah,
drawing.
In the
art,
beginning, you were laughing and enjoying it and stuff, and
Yeah.
I was enjoying like it was laughing, but I was
Yeah.
saying throughout the whole thing that this is too random. I was
Yeah.
saying to you, this is too random.
Yeah.
And then I remember at a certain point you also agreed.
Yeah.
You were saying like, yeah, this is actually too random.
Yeah.
And then you were like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's.
Yeah.
And so I was curious as to like how that transition played out.
Okay.
Like what
Yeah.
caused that.
Well, at
or-
first I thought there was like a very intentional like flavor to their timing and like
Interesting.
what they were doing. I thought there was an actual like method there, like a
Okay,
pattern
a
or
form
something
of
that.
some
Yeah, I
sort.
thought there was form. I thought there was technique. I thought I'm getting masterclass bombazzled right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then like about like a little over halfway through it, I realized like nah, they're just throwing shit at my face.
yeah.
You know, like they're
Yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah.
They're
They're
just
literally just.
It
They're
loses
literally-
the artistry
they're
a
just
little bit. It
taking-
loses like the
yeah.
form, and it
Dude,
kind of
like I don't know,
devolves.
like a mailman was opening mail, and like their faces would always, scrunch up and move around, and then the mailman would like the mail would eat him, and then it would spit
completely
out.
random
I mean, just
abstract shit would happen
literally
amidst
just-
normal stuff. Like they're like, oh, let's go here, and then they're like about to leave to walk, and they're like doing stupid shit while they're walking. You know, like
Sure,
their
yeah.
fingers pop off, and their,
Sure,
their
sure,
noses,
yeah.
As they're
whatever,
talking.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they start like one of the trees like starts licking the dude.
yeah,
and-
like super trippy, out of the box, like weird shit.
Gotcha,
and
yeah.
at
And
first I
really
thought it was
fast-paced,
like good
at, like-
timing. At first I thought there was like some comedic form to it, and there was
That's a
actually
good
something
word, the
going on
comedic
for sure.
form,
Yeah, I thought there was something going on there.
But
then
then once
towards
it
the
lost
end,
its form, or you perceive the
yeah,
loss
dude,
of form,
because
then-
you give it enough time again, like you analyze it, you're like, oh, okay, this isn't like
it's
as
pure
I thought.
noise. It's almost like pure like you're just hearing.
I
like
realized
static.
it was noise. Yeah, I realized
It was like
just bullshit.
comedy static. It was comedy static.
So then what about
Because it was
that-
still funny.
Yeah.
Like I was.
It could still be funny. It like how jump scares are still scary, but then like
Yeah.
psychological scares are more deep rooted scary, right?
Yeah.
Like good comedy versus like jump scare comedy.
So then, what about that gentleman? Fuck, man, what's his name? Like the absurd talk show guy who like does the black
Oh,
guy.
Oh, fucking thing.
What's his name,
with
dude?
his
It's on the tip of
wonky
my
hair.
tongue.
Yeah, Andre.
Andre, Eric
Yeah,
Andre.
Yeah, Eric Andre.
So would you consider him the more
No,
psychological horror versus
No,
the jump
it
scare horror?
depends, dude. I think he has like
Hits and misses.
something. I think he's
presenting.
created
He's presenting a
something.
thesis. He's presenting an artistic thesis.
He's created something for himself.
There's a form.
I'm sure he has weaker episodes. He has weaker ideas and stronger ideas and
Yeah.
stronger episodes, and he does sometimes better than other times. But he's trying something. He's trying to build something for himself there. Like,
Yeah, he is.
he has some kind of flow
Interesting,
that he's
yeah.
going with. You know,
Some kind of, or like maybe not even a flow. Maybe his whole thing is to break the flow.
Bro,
'Cause
it
that's
was-
how I read his.
dude,
there's
I mean,
something there.
Something
didn't
there.
It doesn't always work out.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't
There's hits
always
and
work
misses,
out,
but when it hits,
Exactly.
dude, one of them hit
a good
me
hit.
and it hit me pretty hard. So it was I forgot what interview or who he was interviewing, but inside his desk was a complete replica of the whole set, including a smaller desk with just midgets, and there was a little couch with a midget sitting on it, a little seat, and a little like mini Eric Andre sitting like in the thing.
God.
Like and he just broke in the middle of the talk show, and they're,
Oh my
and they're
God.
having the talk show, and like then they started talking, and that was like, all right, okay.
yeah, no, there's some.
I was
funny
like,
stuff.
all right, okay, you got me, okay,
That was
You
good.
got me.
you got me,
You got me.
You
You
got me.
nincom
Like,
fucking
That was
poop.
good.
like this.
Like that was good. Like I'll applaud. Like if this was
Yep.
like $5 for the show, I'll pay you.
Dude, I
$5.
love Hannibal. I love Hannibal Buress, dude. The
He's
black
pretty
guy,
funny,
like
yeah.
with him, like the.
He's the
whatever.
dry humor.
He's the dry humor. He's so funny, dude.
He's
just
pretty.
hilarious.
He has a really interesting presence on that show. It's
Yeah.
really- some
His
of the
stand-up
interviews-
is pretty
dude, Some of
interesting.
the interviews are really cool. Like in terms of, one of them was they're all very short, but one of them was with Dennis Rodman. I don't know, but
Yeah, I
he
saw
was,
that
He was
one.
probably completely coked out or something. But
Something.
it was very interesting interview because Dennis Rodman was almost at the level
He was
of
oblivi-
absurdity.
It was either he was
at.
oblivious.
He was eclipsing Eric Andre stuff, like whatever he's
And I think
dishing
that
out.
was purposeful, dude.
And he was like,
yeah.
he was like, hey man, you want to dance? And he's like, he's there. He's immediately there.
Have you
It's
seen
pretty
Tyler,
crazy.
the Creators?
Yeah.
When he goes on, he just accepts it and he just goes
Tyler
fucking
was
nuts.
super
He starts
into
breaking
it.
shit too.
Tyler
like,
was super into
yeah,
it.
yeah,
dude.
no, it's hilarious.
He went
I
into
mean,
it ready. He
yeah,
knew
no.
what to expect.
That's
Tyler's
the
a
thing,
guy
dude.
who's
I feel like,
pretty-
how do you invite so many guests on and like don't they do research on the show beforehand? And
That's
know,
what they were saying. I watched a video like Andre was giving an interview and they were asking him like, how do you invite? How do you choose who you
get
invite?
people on your
Yeah,
show?
and then he was saying how they try to contact people who they know don't really do social media, don't really go on their internet that much. People that are just celebrities that people obviously know, but these celebrities don't interact with this kind of scene. So they wouldn't know. They wouldn't do the research. They just think like, oh, more publicity, more marketing or something. It's another show they want me on,
Yeah.
you know, and like, let's do it. That kind of people. That's why they don't
funny,
have
man.
that many people. I mean,
I've
they don't
s-
have that many episodes.
Have you seen the Jack Black one, dude?
Yeah,
Jack
dude,
Black, he's like, at
Jack
first
Black-
he doesn't know what's going on, but then he just like kind of
Yeah,
like
kinda
rolls
gets it.
with it. Yeah,
they
it
gave
hits
Jack
him.
Black a boost in that episode.
They did.
Yeah, he's
They
like,
gave him a whip boost,
yeah, and then
dude.
he's like, oh wait, was that what this is? And then he starts like the whipped cream, like.
And he's like, is that what this is?
That is
He's like,
actually
you
very
got
funny.
any more of these?
No, that's
That's
too
actually
funny,
super
dude.
funny, dude. I meant to
too
tell you this.
funny,
Like, you know, the recent season of Archer, they make a whip it joke as well.
Oh, really?
Pam, the fat blonde chick or
Yeah.
whatever, she was like, we need to really go crazy tonight or something like that. What are the kids into these days? Do they still do whippets?
Oh, that's funny.
And I was
funny.
laughing. I'm like, how long has that been? But
It's-
then I remember it's been around forever. So
Kids are doing it.
It's been around
guess,
for
dude.
a while.
Kids
I
are
don't
doing it,
know.
apparently.
I don't know. Apparently they are.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would be very curious as to like the. I always ask. I'm very curious. So I always go in and I ask like the people, like, is this popular?
I asked the
guy-
plebes, the masses.
not the masses, the guy at the smoke shops or whatever. I asked
Oh,
them
yeah.
if it's popular, and they go like, "Oh, very like super." I mean,
Yeah,
like
that's
we
cool, man.
sell out. I'm like, "Oh, interesting."
But,
because I don't really hear or
I don't want
see
to.
or-
I don't want to spend too much time on talking about that particularly. That
Oh,
sort
yeah,
of
that's
thing. Yeah.
Pretty good idea.
But what I do want to
okay.
say, is I fucking love Archer. I think Archer's a really good fucking show, dude. I think like
Archer's a fun
it's
show.
very funny. It's very cool, and
I didn't like the animation at first. I thought the style was a bit.
it's dry. It's a
Kind
very
of
dry animation for kind of
weird.
like dry, satiric, sarcastic humor. You know
I
what I
like
mean?
Archer.
I love Archer. Yeah, dude. Some of their seasons are a little Archer Vice when they all become like just like criminals in a way.
That was creative.
yeah, in L.A. or whatever.
Some
yeah.
of the episodes are pretty freaking hilarious, dude.
The
Like,
running
you
jokes,
just-
it's like Arrested Development, dude. Like you gotta watch the whole show to understand like it's in jokes, it's in universe humor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just one episode on its own, you're gonna find like dumb.
They have a lot of insiders.
Yeah,
It builds
tons.
over time. The
Yeah.
comedy and the jokes, they just build over time over the episodes and stuff.
Yeah, man.
I
over
just
the
like
season.
getting not attached, but getting to know a certain character, and then there's like humor that they apply to that character. That's like really creative and neat. Like with Krieger, what they do in the show, and just
Bro,
I
when he
mean,
gets his like hentai
Yeah,
hologram or
dude.
whatever, like,
like,
oh,
and then how,
Krieger-san.
yeah, and then
Krieger-sama.
how they like elaborate on that, how it plays out through the show, just so hilarious, dude. Like, and it's not his girlfriend, it's his wife. Like he's married to her.
Yeah,
like
he's
he's married to the
yeah.
hologram.
Yeah.
Yeah,
then-
well, do you know? And then they
Wow.
fight. You're just like your mother. This, that. It's like,
yeah, they're
well.
just fighting. Yeah, that's funny. AI, dude. You're working on that shit, huh?
Dude, would you guys
Yeah,
get like a nice
it's pretty-
AI cutie? Like, there's just like
it depends.
if there's just like
Is it
Scarlett
Johansson's
Johansson.
voice? Yeah, absolutely. Are
Yeah,
you kidding me,
sure.
bro? I'm so susceptible to any of that.
I haven't seen her. I haven't seen that movie.
Oh, you should watch it. It's easy.
Oh,
to
is that
watch.
the one where
With-
the robot Skylar Johansson and the guy like falls in
And
love
Joaquin
with her and
Phoenix.
stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Oh,
a
it's
OS.
Joaquin
It's
Phoenix,
just a
that's right.
OS that has like
Dude,
a
I like
AI
Joaquin
that
Phoenix,
talks to you.
man. He's a fucking crazy ass motherfucker.
Bro, that crazy shit he did in the middle of his career.
What did he do?
That was
Yeah,
insane.
what was
He
going
just
on?
turned into like this weird dude. I don't know. Like
He just turned into a weird guy. He like dropped all his acting and stuff to become like a rap artist.
he
But then it turned out like that was just like a statement about the absurdity of like the movie business or something like that.
yeah,
and
like it
he
was a
came back-
whole.
yeah.
It was a thing. It was a
It was
It was a thing.
presentation.
He's like intense though. He's a really good actor, dude.
Oh,
He's an
absolutely.
amazing actor. Like he's an
Phenomenal.
A-class actor. Yeah,
Phenomenal.
like if you have Joaquin Phoenix in your movie, like it's gonna sell. Like he's like that caliber. Yeah, from
quality
fucking.
acting.
But I think his best role was Johnny Cash. I think that was actually one of his
Dude,
best
I
roles.
really liked him in Gladiator as Commodus.
Well, yeah, of course.
I thought that was pretty
Yeah,
good,
that was good
dude.
too. Yeah.
He did a pretty nice
Yeah,
Commodus,
yeah,
man.
It's
the
like,
fucking-
dude, now it's cool because
Now you can show stuff. With
now
your
we can
hands.
fucking show stuff like I could do this,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Or like
you can
whatever.
show
I
the
could do
beer bottle that
quotes.
you're drinking.
I could show the beer bottle like to the
Exactly.
camera. I can do like plugs. I could shill it. I could be like, try. I could bring Mentos and be like Mentos, the fresh maker, and I just like
right.
show it to the
No,
camera.
we can have like a can of fucking
Or my
just
sweat can
Coca-Cola
glisten
sitting
off
right here.
My, forehead.
You know?
My sweat can glisten.
Or a Monster, dude. Monster likes that kind of shit. Yeah,
Oh,
the
mo-
the
oh,
Modelo's right there.
Dude, product placement.
Product placement.
Look
Yeah,
at that.
we'll have a Monster
Oh,
can
bro.
sitting right here.
dude, that's actually
Or a Red Bull or
That's
something, I don't
actually
know.
super funny.
Yeah,
Then
you know how
it's-
Monster stream just Twitch, like they sponsor a lot of
Yeah,
Twitch streamers.
and you just see like let's say Raynad or whatever,
Exactly.
someone or
They're just
or
Monster
TZ,
fucking something.
like,
saying
yeah,
it.
I'm gonna go drink my Monster now, and then the entire Twitch chat sell out. It's just too.
I mean,
funny,
what
man.
they do is they just send you a bunch of Monster stuff that they tell you put around it all your stuff.
Yeah.
You just put it everywhere, and then
I don't, dude. There's something about that I can't really put my finger on, but I find distasteful. I
Of
don't
course,
know what
bro,
it is.
because it's sellout.
it's sellout.
That's
It's
what you
not-
find distasteful.
It's not distasteful.
That means like no, that's the right way to go. That's what we're gonna do in the future.
Okay, there's something about advertising that I find.
It's the you know what it is, dude. I
strange.
think
I
marketing.
marketing.
let me
and
throw this at you, and you
advertising that
tell me
I-
whether
There's
or
some
not you-
dishonesty in there. That's why.
Yeah, it is.
It's not completely kosher with me.
Let me throw something at you, like a judgment, and then you tell me if it's an
Okay.
accurate judgment or an inaccurate judgment.
Inaccurate.
What you find bad or unlikely or just unpleasant about it is the general underlying capitalistic enterprise. I think you disagree with capitalism. Let's say that.
Wow.
Perhaps.
That's
Let's just say that. How would you rate that?
How would I rate capitalism, bro? I
No,
don't
no.
think
How
I'm-
would you rate that?
His
aspect
judgment of
yourself?
you.
Yeah.
He's
Let's say-
judging that you are against
Yes.
capitalism.
Would you say that
How
that-
do you think about that?
Would
his
you say
statement?
that aligns well with how you think of things, or would you say that doesn't align well with how you
Is
think of
John
things?
Falsely?
There's
indicting? Am I indicting
Is
you?
he judging you incorrectly?
bro. I don't even know. Like I don't have a good analysis. Like I need to think much more about what I even think. You know what I mean? I can't, because you might be completely correct. You might be absolutely on point that I disagree with capitalism as an enterprise. But there are aspects of capitalism that I find very, like for example, the evolutionary aspect of capitalism, the competition,
Yeah.
right? They inherit that from sort of Darwinian
Yeah.
natural selection, sexual selection, which is I find important. But I like competition more in the spirit of play rather than in this way. Like when kids play, when
yeah,
the kids
sure.
are playing
Not when you're
soccer.
competing for job positions for your livelihood.
Yeah,
Life and death usually.
Yeah, life
competition
and death
is
type of position.
important. Like when you're playing, when two wolf cubs are playing and they're competing as to like one is trying to wrestle the other one. That's important, and you learn lessons
Sure.
in competition, and
Sure.
that's important. I'm not saying everyone should be equal. There shouldn't be some individuality. There's something to say about individuality.
So let's say
Um,
it was a socialist. Let's just say it was like a
what,
socialist
dude?
society.
Look at what he's doing. This is insanity.
That's so funny, dude.
That's really funny.
That is
Oh my
really
god,
fucking
these
hilarious.
shapes are crazy.
You just interpose somebody when they're talking like over someone
Dude,
else.
isn't it nuts
Play around
how
with that
somebody
shape.
looked at that shape and said, "You know what? I want to figure
Wow.
out the area of that shape.
That's
like I
really
want to
funny
figure
stuff.
out what the area of that shape and how." it
Dude,
relates
we
to
could
the
do
length of the
split
sides."
screen shit.
Oh,
That's
yeah, you
some
could do
baller
split
shit,
screen.
Em.
Yeah.
If we can actually
oh,
do
maybe. No, it's kind of tough.
If
Y-
we
yeah.
can manage like split screen, because I see a lot of podcasts just doing split screen stuff. So
You could. We'll see. I mean, he's playing around with it right now, trying to get a hang of it. It's pretty cool stuff, dude. Oh, there you go. That's it
all
right there. That's
colors,
what I
yeah,
want.
That's what I want.
We're on break.
that-
This is the break music.
So cool how like white light is a sum of all the colors.
Dude, it's so cool. That white light is the sum of all colors. So cool.
So cool.
Like in this light,
So
there's all the colors. I think
Yeah,
that's
but
pretty
like
cool
you're a
concept.
27, almost 20 or 8-year-old, like straight male, white male. Like you
Sure.
you have like stuff to do. You're already like through your life. You're come to this point. You've gone so far, and
Okay.
you're sitting here and you're saying that. Like, does that make sense?
I think so.
Really? Like,
I think
right
if somebody
just
doesn't
now,
make
like,
sense, they've lost something. They
Really?
lost an ability to communicate.
I mean,
with
wouldn't
this
you be
world.
past that already? Wouldn't you be past how cool
Bro,
it is?
bro,
That
just-
white
bro,
light
just move
emits all
past
those
it.
things?
There's no if there's a day where I'm legitimately past the point that the white light has the spectrum of all the
No,
colors.
how cool it is.
Yeah, if
Like,
I'm
past the
legitimately
level of
it
coolness.
doesn't affect me at all. I would say I've lost.
No.
Wow, dude, ours were so boring like that. He said it. I'm like,
You know, like, move past it. You know?
Move past it.
wait, why am I moving past it? Why am I not?
Oh,
moving
heroes! Wow! Yeah!
Yeah, why am I not moving
Wait,
with
what?
it?
What happened?
Heroes!
Yeah, but
Heroes,
what
look
about
at-
it?
Here's the
What do you
story.
mean? You cheer when you see the hero symbol. You cheer.
Why?
To you, it's meaningless. To me, it's life, dude. Are you kidding?
See, why
Sounds
don't
good. Why,
like, if there was
why
a-
don't you
why
move
don't you
past
move
that
past
as a
that?
If there was a-
28-year-old
yeah,
male,
as a- yeah, let's-
straight
let's-
white
let's-
male? Oh yeah, heroes.
Yeah,
Fuck
let's
you.
Because
do
I'm
that. Let's-
actively playing that right now. Is he actively
He's
constantly
active-
looking
he's
at
a
white light?
scientist.
I'm actively studying those equations.
Oh,
Like
really?
I actively learn about that theory.
Oh,
and
oh, you actively learn about spectrum
Electromagnetic
of
You
white
act-
light?
magnetism.
no. Does your
Yeah.
teacher come up
Jeez.
to you and say, "Dude, isn't it
Like, that's-
cool?" How?
Like I actively
White
learned
light
that
as the spectrum of all
process.
things.
Oh, okay. So then it makes sense. It's in the context of your life now.
You know what I mean?
Okay, to me, from my perspective, it made no sense in the context of your life. That's why you say like a bunch of random mumbo jumbo sometimes, and I'm just like, why does this have any like? Make
Bro,
sense
for
right
all
now
I
at
know, this morning you were just reading a Wikipedia article about light.